So I lived at 28th and Myrtle Street, and I was right across from McClymonds High School. So I guess it was probably after about 6 months of living there, I noticed a smell in the air. I had worked in ceramic industry years before and had worked around a lot of industrial processes. And it was definitely an industrial odor, you know, that could have only been coming from something that was burning something, a lot of something. Let me tell you what this place does. They take scrap metal from all different industries and places that could have any number of coatings on them. It could have epoxy coatings, it could have powder coating, it could have any number of chemical processes, it could have oil on it from machining, and they put it in a furnace and they heat it up. And all those fumes go out the stack, and people are breathing that. We also found EPA documents online that had erroneous information on them, saying nobody lived within a quarter of a mile of the facility, saying that there were no schools.
The area that we enter is the worst air quality in the city of Oakland, right here. And that was kind of traumatizing. We moved here with a 9-month-old baby, so it was like, wow, you know, what is my daughter inhaling? What is she going to be smelling? What is she going to hear? I mean, they're loud. You know, they have chemicals and stuff that are in the air. It's just like Cass is just all the way around, just not a good company to have in a residential area. And they don't look at this as a residential area.
The historic problem with West Oakland is that heavy industry is located right next to residential neighborhoods and sometimes even overlapping. It's just not a good fit. But the interesting thing about this problem is that there is a very viable solution of relocating these recyclers, custom alloys, and California Waste Solutions to a more industrial facility at the old Oakland Army base. This would allow both facilities to modernize their operations while keeping the business and the jobs in Oakland. Relocation is a win-win solution for Oakland.
My name is Ina Bendich. I'm the teacher and director of the Law Academy here at McClymonds High School. And approximately 5 years ago, we started working on a project to try to expose students to environmental justice issues.
And like a lot of people who live around the neighborhood aren't really aware of how we are affected in the air quality, because like there's not enough people that come together to educate themselves about what's going on in the community for them to know and to come together and push for something, for a change. But they can't, because no one knows.
So the second year of the project, we focused more on building relationships with the neighbors. And we went and knocked on doors. We found that there were a number of neighbors that were just so happy to see us. They wanted to hug us. They had been, living with all kinds of noise, smells, headaches, health-related kinds of issues from being so close to this place, and didn't really know what to do.
And that's when it really became important to me, like when I was learning about people and how their voices weren't being heard, and like people who have kids who have to live next door to Cass and hear the loud noises and the weird smells and stuff like that.
We got some high tins that we put on our windowsills, and then we were also able to get some what they call mini balls, which are more high quality air testing kinds of filtered machines, and we put those up on the roof of the school. And again, we were getting these traces of metals that we knew weren't really supposed to be there.
We had a lot of aluminum in the air. We had high lead levels, and we did a collaboration with a guy. His name is Denny Larson, and he basically educated us on how the metals affect our body and stuff like that. And like a lot of asthma rates are high in West Oakland, and a lot of students at our school and athletes have high asthma rates, and a lot of students' family have asthma as well.
The main work to be done now is really, and this is something that the company has wanted to do, is to look at relocating them, perhaps to the Oakland Army base where there aren't as many residential homes that would be so close, turning part of that base into an industrial park where other businesses of the same type could be all located.
Relocating the recyclers is not a new idea. It's something community groups, nonprofit organizations, and even CAS have been working on for years. Some city officials have been pushing it through on the city side as well. Over the past year, community residents have been going door to door, mostly in West Oakland, with a petition in favor of support of the relocation and have had great success. We're about to take it to the broader audience and farmers markets and neighborhood street fairs to really spread the message to a broader audience.
Makes sense, especially given that we've got this land, to which this business can relocate, to relocate the business. If you look at a business that generates noise, that generates motor vehicle traffic, there's trucks that come and go. There's all sorts of obvious signs that it would be better that for a business like this, if they could, to do their business someplace else.
Relocation is more likely today than it's ever been in the past, but it's still uncertain. It is critically important that these community groups, nonprofit organizations, continue to work with city officials and the businesses to ensure a relocation in the next few years. The relocation of the recyclers would be an incredible and very tangible victory for Oakland.